Censor has hammered the scheduled broadcast of an Oscar-winning film, The Danish Girl, on the Sony Channel, citing the subject of the film as unsuitable for all audiences. In a notice issued yesterday to the Sony TV channel, the CBFC denied permission for telecast of the film scheduled for today. The channel confirmed it with a tweet saying that the premiere of the award-winning film, The Danish Girl, on the 26th of March has been stalled because the necessary certification to telecast has not been received.
Government has no business peering into what people see and don't see, unless it's, if it's reasonable, yes. But otherwise, matters of choice as far as sexual preferences are concerned, I don't think the government has any right. But there is a problem, and that is how do you prevent young people from watching it? People underage, in other words, who would be influenced maybe wrongly by this kind of a telecast. So I think it needs a very careful handling. But basically, I'd say moral policing, whether in real life or in our media, is something that I find very distasteful.
Well, Urvashi Khona is joining us live now with further details on this story. Urvashi, yet another film, this time, of course, scheduled for telecast on the small screen, facing the ire of the Censor Board, facing objections from the CBFC.
Yes, one more time we see that how CBFC has come out with its own kind of duty, rather its own style, wherein they have asked the whole Danish Girl, the movie that was supposed to get released on March 26th, to see to it that it is not given the proper certification. Also, we see that how this whole right now this time, the kind of reason that is given from the side of CBFC board is that we have to maintain balance of the country, and we are a multicultural country, and that's why this particular first film that is supposed to be on a topic of whole surgery whole surgery out there, we see that how this time it is a kind of reaction from the side of CBFC that such movie is not suitable for kids and for children, and that's why they have come out with this word. One more time we see Censor Board coming out and obstructing one particular movie for its freedom of expression out there.
Absolutely. And Urvashi, remember, of course, it's not the first time this has happened. In the recent past, several films, of course, being, objected to by the Censor Board. These, of course, including the big Urta Punjab case. Then after that, of course, you had other films as well, which all faced the ire of the Censor Board, all leading to the big, issue and demand from the film industry that it should become a certification board. The recommendations of the Sham-Benegal panel should be implemented as soon as possible, which just hasn't happened.
Absolutely, but then that doesn't seem to be kind of here, or rather that all words are going on deaf ears is what we consider. Taking from Urta Punjab, then there are a lot of many other films wherein scenes were deleted, certainly certain scenes, because they were more sexual oriented, or some of the scenes which doesn't seem to be open, or rather some, in fact, you talk about Sanskari Bond, it was also one of the very infamous objection or obstruction that took place from the side of CBFC board. And then recently Lipstick Under My Burqa, and now it's Danish Girl, wherein objection is taken against this first sex reassignment surgery related film that has happened, while we see there are lots of many boons that are taking place in the field of science, and how one particular person is there or has freedom of expression, right to express. We see CBFC board taking grip on the freedom of expression there.
Yes, and what really is the objection, if you can tell us, Urvashi, that the Censor Board has to this particular film, The Danish Girl, which of course has been screened the entire world over, it even released in India in theaters, and it's an award-winning film.
Yes, while that is the case on one side, on other side we see CBFC board member over there has come out with a report or explains that this whole subject of the movie is controversial and it is unsuitable to be viewed by children. The subject seems to be sensitive and it becomes difficult to edit the movie. And then they go on further saying that how the whole job and the duty of Censor Board is not to cut the film, but then to see to it, to see each movie individual in its context. So somewhere if we talk about CBFC, that is a kind of justification that they have given for this whole movie, Danish Girl, wherein we see that how CBFC board has come out and given its view, telling that how this movie is unsuitable for the children to be viewed, and hence they come out and don't accept it.
We leave it there, Urvashi Khona. Thanks very much for joining us with all those details on that story.